Hello everybody, this is Stephen House and this is Full Time Devils and this is tomorrow's Transfers Today, the video where we're going to look at everything that's just breaking and is going to be in the press tomorrow. Now luckily for us, Jose Mourinho has just had his press conference and has allowed us a little bit of insight that we can talk about nice and early ahead of the weekend. So the first one that we're going to talk about is Perisic, because this one sort of come on the back of Jose Mourinho in his press conference over there in LA saying that we're only 50% done and we're going to get some more transfers in. Now, this one's sort of broken in the last 20-30 minutes, something along those lines. And it's absolutely ridiculous. And I've seen loads of people completely flapping about it. But the first line in this report tells you everything you need to know. And I'm going to give you some examples of how bogus this report is. So the report says, the headline at least, Inter Milan, Anthony Martial loan move in any package that would see Manchester United sign even Perisic. Now yesterday their sporting director was saying they've not even considered anything from Manchester United, so why they're now saying how about you give us Anthony Martial? For me, I think the reason that we're looking at Perisic is because he offers something completely different from the players that we've got. If you look on that left hand side, we've played Martial there, he's done quite well. We've played Rashford there, he's done quite well. But what they do is they pick the ball up and they look to cut inside for themselves because they're left forwards or strikers playing on that left hand side. Perisic is a winger. Perisic is a double-footed winger, so he could play on the right and he could play on the left, and he likes to bang crosses in, and he just bangs them in and bangs them in and bangs them in. He's entirely different to what we've already got, and I like that. I like having the options of players that are completely different from what we've already got at the club, so I would like to see us sign him. If we lose Martial to bring this guy in, then we've not strengthened the club because we've lost an option. So for me, that's an absolutely ridiculous thing. It's not like if we was trying to sign another goalkeeper and we've got like 2 or 3 pretty good ones at the club already, you'd be like, yeah, all right, let one go. No, this doesn't make any sense to me. And what makes it even more bogus is this first line. So I'll read you this first line. The first line says, Inter Milan could demand Anthony Martial on loan as part of any deal that takes the unsettled Croatian winger to Manchester United. Right, I'm going to read that again for those that didn't quite pick it up. Inter Milan could demand Anthony Martial as part of any deal, blah, 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 blah. Right, okay. That key word could tells you that this is complete and utter bollocks. Because here's another sentence. Stephen Howson could appear for Manchester United next season. I fucking won't, will I? But I could. Because let's face it, when you say could, or maybe, or might, these are words that completely transform the meaning of the sentence that you're saying. Now, if you take out could, and it says, Inter Milan demand Anthony Martial on loan as part of any package that could take the blah, 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 blah. Now that's a different sentence to saying Inter Milan could demand Anthony Martial. Right, yeah, they could. They could also demand that he paints himself red and white. They could also demand that he arrives in a yellow Lamborghini. All of these things mean nothing, do they? Manchester United could win every single game of football next season and win an unprecedented quadruple, but we won't. Absolute nonsense there. And this is in the Telegraph as well, of all things. James Ducker, that's an absolutely bogus article. I don't think there's any way, shape or form whatsoever that Manchester United are going to allow Martial to go the other way, because that weakens us, and that's not what Jose Mourinho is about. Alright, so that one broke literally just before we came on air. So the other ones that we're going to talk about is Jose at the press conference. So he does actually name drop Zlatan and he does actually name drop Matic. He name drops Matic by also saying that he's not going to mention anybody that plays for Chelsea and then mentions him. And what he says is he's still a Chelsea player. It definitely sounds like he doesn't want him to be a Chelsea player. It clearly seems like we're trying for him and that Chelsea aren't keen to play ball with us on this one. He also says the door is open for Zlatan. Ed Woodward knows the crack, and Mino Raiola knows the crack. And if there's a deal to be made, then at the time, if it's right for the player and it's right for the club, then a deal will be made. And that's something that we've sort of thought for a few weeks anyway, isn't it? He's continuing his rehab at Carrington. He doesn't. This is something that he also says. Zlatan wasn't happy with the way the season ended last season. So, like we always said, if United are in the hunt for any silverware, especially if it's a Premier League title, I think Zlatan wouldn't mind adding that collection to his massive stable of medals already. So I think it makes a lot of sense for me. It'd be a free transfer. He's a lot of experience. He's at the club already. He was there last year. He knows all the players. It's a really easy deal for us to make, I think. The next one is, so he also says, and this one's in the mail, but it's been widely reported by everybody, 50% of our transfer business done. He says he wants at least one. And he was quite firm when he said at least one, ideally 2. We can speculate on what positions those are likely to be. I mean, if I was just going to throw one out there, it clearly seems like we're after someone in the mould of Perisic, possibly a striker, and then a midfielder, probably a defensive midfielder, if I was just going to put my name on 2. But what's strange is we haven't really been talking about a left-back. And if we are only talking about 2 players, a left-back, where everybody's panicking about who's going to play left-back, a left-back would be a very good position for us to strengthen, unless Jose Mourinho's got complete and utter faith in either Demi Mitchell, Luke Shaw, or perhaps even Matteo Darmian. The next one that we've got is a bit of confirmed business, as you can see right here. Sam Johnstone has gone to Villa now on loan for a season. He's going to have his work cut out because he's going to be mopping up for John Terry's mistakes. So good luck to Sam. He obviously impressed there last season. Let's hope he gets another one, and who knows where it could leave him in his career. And then the last one that we're going to talk about is Jesse Lingard had a bit of a press conference, and he was sat next to someone from the press department at Manchester United who's got no sense of humour whatsoever. And he was asked about fan channels and YouTube, and he was asked if he watches fan reaction on YouTube, and he squirms and says no. And you go, why are you lying, Jesse? You know the truth. I know the truth. All these people here know the truth. Why'd you say no? Probably been told to say no by somebody at the club. Anyway, let's see what you guys are saying in the old comments, if they come up. Here we go. Someone saying, I put a downer on everything. What am I putting a downer on? Clearly don't want Marshall to go. Sam Johnson is not quality, says Sanjay. Not sure about that one. We should sign Renato Sanchez. He's class. Oh my God, it's going every single week, isn't it, that is going on with this Renato Sanchez stuff. Like, behave yourselves. Nangolan says Josh Howard. Can you give us a question? Give us an actual well thought out question rather than just putting names in there. Schneider on a free. Yes. Do you know what? How have we not even spoke about this one? So Schneider's had his contract terminated over at Galatasaray. It's a matter of minutes before somebody links him to Manchester United. Oh, wait. He played under Jose Mourinho. He's been linked with Manchester United, I don't know, forever. I really don't see us getting Schneider. It's a running joke almost, isn't it? Bakayoko was in Manchester. He wasn't in Manchester, was he? That's the thing. He was trolling everybody all day. He was getting the transfer muppets in an absolute hype fest, tweeting from Manchester, following Manchester United. He was playing the game. Like we said all along, this is Chelsea trying to save a little bit of face after we completely mugged them for Lukaku, because we did. They matched what we was in for Lukaku. I thought Lukaku was going there. We absolutely stole in there, whipped it away from him, and that was that. Now, I don't think they're anywhere close to saving face, but I think that was their little attempt at saving face. How confident am I signing Perisic? I'm not if it involves going with Marshall going the other way, but, you know, I don't know. I think it's fairly likely at this stage. Can I see Morata being signed? No, the Morata deal is off. If I could swap any player for Rashford, who would it be? There's 3 reasons why I don't want Rashford to leave the club. You know the 3 reasons. My choice for central midfield. I like Gay from Everton. I think he wouldn't be a bad shout. There's several players out there. It depends on how Jose Mourinho is going to line up and what that player needs to come in and do, I think. Fosu Mensah can do it. Yeah, I mean, I really would love Fosu Mensah to do it, but I'm trying to be realistic here, and I just don't think Mourinho's really shown that he's going to play him there, to be honest. Strootman, if Strootman's over his injuries, absolutely. Have I seen how much Rashford has bulked up? Yep, Rashford's been smashing a gym. Who would I buy if I was Ed Woodward? I would buy whoever Jose Mourinho wanted. And this is what I don't get about a lot of people flipping out about Perisic and Matic. Yes, they're slightly underwhelming signings when you think of Manchester United making music videos with Pogba. They're not on that level of fame. But you know what? Does that matter? If Jose Mourinho has identified a need in this team, and that need is fit by Matic, and I've said this a few times, there's no risk with him signing a player that he's worked with before. You can do as much scouting as you want on a player. You can have every single top scout in the world that can come and write you reports about what a player's like, but unless you know that player's personality and you know how that player responds to being given instructions, responsibilities and things to do in the game that you're asking of them, that you yourself have seen him complete, then it makes no sense to me whatsoever. If Matic is the guy that Jose Mourinho wants, and he's worked with him, and he now knows Manchester United and knows what's missing at Manchester United, if he still thinks Matic is that guy, then I'm full steam ahead with him and say, let's get Matic. Matuidi's realistic. That's not a bad shout. Yeah, Matuidi, good player. Who would I rather have, Nainggolan, Matic or Fabinho? The one that Mourinho wants to go for. What did I make of the McGregor press conferences? We're talking about football, we're talking about transfers, we're talking about Manchester United, so let's keep it on that. Who's the most important transfer that we need right now? It's not a bad question, actually. It's going to depend on the formation that we go with. If we go with one up front, I think we're pretty all right. If we're going to go with two up front, I think we possibly need somebody else because we haven't replaced what Wayne Rooney should have been offering us in the team last year. I think we probably need a defensive midfielder. And if we've not got a settled left back, I think we need a left back. Apart from that, we're pretty stacked. I'd like to see a winger of that Perisic type, someone who gets to the byline and throws a cross in. Maybe not Perisic, maybe it's somebody else. But, you know, that'll do me, I think. I think Perisic is a smokescreen for Alexis Sanchez. I don't think there's smokescreens. I think there's dual negotiations on the go. I think we've got an A target and a B target, and I think we go hard on both. And then if our A target looks like it's going to come off, then we'll drop the B target. And that might be the case with Perisic and Sanchez. Slightly different sort of players. I think Sanchez definitely would fit that marquee signing that Woodward is apparently after. Not really seeing anything concrete about it now, so I'm not going to get too carried away about it now. But yes, Full-Time Devils are going to be playing Arsenal Fan TV, and we can finally start to talk about it now. I think Mo let the cat out of the bag a little bit with what my tactics are going to be. So I'm going to tell you, my tactics are going to be a 3 at the back, 5 across the middle, and 2 strikers up front. I favour a 2-striker system and a big man in midfield. We are going to take it to Arsenal Fan TV, and you guys need to tune in on Wednesday and find out exactly how that goes down. If you've not seen the preview video, go to Full-Time Devils video as soon as this one finishes and check it out. It's on YouTube, it's on Facebook, it's on Twitter. You can find out our little match reaction, and I'll have a little bit of a preview from the lads that was doing the preview today about how that match is going to go down. And you guys let us know how you think it's going to go. But trust me, you do not want to miss that game because it's going to be an absolute cracker. Yep, we went 3-5-2, so you'll have to see how that one works out. And am I as good at tactics as I make out? We will have to see, won't we? Anyway, that'll do. I'm just going to quickly wrap it up. So Inter won Marshall, apparently, as part of the Perisic deal. No deal. I think that's very unlikely to happen. Matic and Zlatan were name dropped in the press conference by Jose Mourinho, and he says he wants 2 more players through the door before the end of the window. Sam Johnstone has gone to Villa, and Jesse Lingard lied in a press conference, essentially. Yeah, there, I said it. You lied, Jesse. I'm disappointed in you. You could have told the truth. Anyway, that'll do for tonight. Thank you for joining us. As we said, make sure you go and check out the Full-Time Devils versus Arsenal Fan TV preview video, which is on this channel, and then make sure you do not miss it. I think it's 4 o'clock on Wednesday that it gets uploaded. Do not miss it. Set your alarms. Tell your housekeeper, tell a neighbour, tell a milkman, tell all your friends. Make sure you miss it. This is going to be the biggest game of pre-season. Trust me. See you in a bit.